If you're here with me, just let me know. Give a shout. Okay. Just writing down notes so that you can see across the screen what's up. More helpful, I think. That way. Aha. All right. Hey. Oh, look at Jason Parent's here. There's about 8-ish, probably a few more here. Just type in, say good morning, say hello. I don't know what Jason's making those weird faces for. Oh, because he's here. Maybe? I don't know. Say hello, give me a comment. What's going on? Happy Friday. Happy rainy Friday. Happy fearless fucking Friday. Yeah. Should we get rocking and rolling? Everyone's sleeping? Is everyone like in their bed sleeping? It'll be pretty, recorded and stuff. Hey, hello. Hi, Jen. Just say hello. Give me a shout out. Let me know you're here. Just type in hi. Yeah. All right, you guys are in for it because I have a lot of energy this morning. Yeah. I released a lot of difficult emotions myself this week, particularly yesterday and the day before. So I feel like 10 times better. And I had no idea that was actually weighing on me that bad until I actually released emotions. So this is look, Chrissy's literally in bed. This is a really good timing of this. I planned the topic of this before that happened, so which is really funny. So if you think about the universe, I probably created it, It's kind of how that works. I was not conscious of what I needed until, I then tried to create it for other people and then realized, wait a second, I am dealing with this myself. And I didn't know how much I was dealing with myself until I let it go. So there we go. Chrissy's getting some coffee, everybody, just so you know. She'll be right back in case anyone is worried. She'll be right back. Okay. So I posted the top 3. So this live session is going to be about how to release the difficult emotions from your body. So there's many more than 3, but what I'm finding is that people overcomplicate this thing like to a ridiculous degree. And you don't need to do that. You could even just use step 1 or step 2 or step 3. They don't have to go in order. It's helpful if they go in order, but you don't have to. Or you could just make them all one step. It's that simple. Yeah. So people also categorize emotions that are difficult in different ways. So this actual 3-step model that I just created, or not that I just created, I use it in coaching all the time. It's just it's super simplified. But so you could relate it to being in this COVID situation right now and, being able to witness, I think more so maybe than other times, that you have emotions that are going up and down in your body and you're like, what the hell is happening? And then some of those get stuck. So if we're the ones that make them stuck, we can get them out of our body and we can release them if we want to. It's all about choice. I know that some people will try to, I don't know, say that that's not the correct information, because what about, I don't know, depression or anxiety that doesn't go away? I don't know. Here's what I do know. I'm a licensed independent clinical social worker, trained in all that stuff, quote stuff, because it's just stuff. I've also dealt with some really difficult emotions and have released them out of my body. So all of these things that I'm teaching you, I have done and then taught other people and helped them move through and help them become free. So the end result, you guys, of releasing difficult emotions is to feel free. So after I had this week and I released the difficult emotions, I feel like I legit feel 10 pounds lighter. And that's not, I ate pasta like shit ton this week. So it's not that, right? Isn't that wild? Crazy. All right, let's dive into it. And then if you have questions, just post them. Post them, post them, post them, post them. And oh, I forgot to say that it's nice to embody the spirit of Rosa Parks during Fridays because she's the most fearless person I know. So that's what my shirt says. That's what I just like to recognize. That's what I like to give homage to on Fearless Fridays. So hey, there's my girl. She's the one that I look to when I get, confused about fear, which is one. So for example, if you, whoopsies, here we go. If you're having an emotion and it's difficult, whatever the definition of difficult is to you, right? So if you feel sad, if you feel angry, if you feel upset, right? So you kind of want to define what upset is, right? So you just accept it and then you love that you have it. So what ends up happening for people is that they have this emotion, they don't like it because it's uncomfortable in their body, and then they start to like wish it away. Like, I wish I didn't have this. And then they start to question, why do I have this? And then that cycle goes down the path. Hello. And it starts to get in this like crazy cycle. And all of a sudden you're like wishing away something that's already there. It's already in your body. It's already in your mind, right? It's already there. So accept that you have it. And then once you accept it, don't hate it, love it. Find it as a gift. Say, I'm appreciative. All emotions are communication to your body and your mind, right? All of them. There's not one that isn't. All of it is just communication and information. So accept that you have it. So if you have sadness, say, I have sadness today. And then, okay, I see that, I witness it, I accept it, and then I love it, right? So I have sadness. Move away from that part of wishing it away. Okay, so those are my tips. That's step one, acceptance. Got it? Questions about step one? We'll go over the whole thing, don't worry. So here we are, step two. What is step two? All right, so step two is detachment, separation, and non-judgment. So step two, say, let's stick with, what are we on? Sad? You sad today? Here's the thing. Watch your language, because that's what you start to embody specifically. So if you say, I am sad, and I'm always sad, and then that turns into an everyday thing and it becomes a pattern, that's what becomes depression. Okay? You with me? Stay with me. You can say, oh, I have sadness today. I have sadness in this moment. I witness that there is sadness around me. It may not be in you. Here's the thing. There's so much right now, particularly in this moment. I don't care if you have, telepathy or not. Your body is spiritual. So you're getting energy from anybody, other people, no matter what, whether you think that's true or not. It just is. That's your body. That's just what it absorbs. Because your body absorbs the emotion. Here's the other thing, not your brain, not your mind, and your brain can, but your body, it sinks into your body, right? So the other thing, so detachment, separation, and non-judgment. So your emotion, when you think about, I have this emotion, remember that it's a thought. So you can then detach the thought. What? Yeah, right. So it's sometimes what ends up happening is you're like, I have sadness, and it turns into like, I am sad, right? Which turns into who you are. It turns into your being instead of this thing that's over here that you may be feeling in this moment that you can then look at that's outside your body, and then you can choose to have it leave your body. Once you start to get into the whole I am sad thing, I am angry, I am these things, you're not dealing with, you're integrating that into your world. Aha! Don't do that. No, be very careful of your language, right? So you can choose to separate those thoughts, or you can just observe them, right? So detachment also has to do with like, that's weird. I feel sad right now. There you see the little difference of the just being aware of it, understanding it, accepting it, and then not allowing it to take over. You are in charge of your emotions. Your emotions are not in charge of you. Sit with that for 1 second. What? I'm going to have some coffee. Ah. Christy sees the rain today and she accepts it. Hi, Tina. Yeah. So you control your emotions. Your emotions do not control you. And the only way to do that is through accepting and then observing, witnessing, validating, letting go. That's the whole 3 steps right there. But if you get super stuck, Chris is making me laugh. If you get super stuck, it's because you've then integrated that into your body and you accepted it that that's all that there is, right? You didn't just accept it and loved it. You accepted it like, this is my world. This is forever. This is never going to end, right? Be careful. You're just accepting the fact that you have that in that moment. That's it. You guys, emotions, I tell people all the time, are like little kids. It's like little kids running around your brain, screaming for help, saying that they need something, but they only need something in the moment. Yeah, I'm talking to you anyway, right? It's in the moment. And then they're like, let me be like real specific here. So sometimes when I'm in yoga, there'll be like a swirl of stuff just like going around in my head, right? It's like little kids running around, and then all they're asking for is validation, right? So if you think of how little kids, they just need validation. They need to know that you're there. They need to know that you see them, and then they need to know what the plan is. Emotions are the same freaking way. That's why they're step 1, 2, and 3. I see you, I witness you, and then I'm going to choose what the next step is. And that choosing what the next step is up to me. I'm the adult. You see? I am the one that chooses what happens next. So that's step 3. You ready? I'm telling you guys, this isn't that hard. All right, step 3, get jiggy with it. And then move it out of your body with intention and give it permission to leave. All right, that's a mouth load there. Here's the thing. There are lots of ways to release emotions from your body. It's hard if you haven't done step 1 and 2, but it's not impossible. So I don't want to say that. Like if you are moving your body and you're a fitness person, you're doing all this stuff, and that's amazing, and that will release emotions out of your body. The problem is when that stuff gets kicked back up and you haven't recognized it, you haven't witnessed it, right? It's like a kid asking for the same thing over and over again. Can I go play outside? Yes. Can I go play outside? Yes. And then they're really asking for something else, and they're screaming at you all of a sudden louder, even though you've given it the answer. That will still pop up. So getting jiggy with it is just a silly way to say move it out of your body. What you want to do here, I am having sadness in this moment. I aware that I have some sadness. I'm recognizing that I have some anger. I see you, but I see you over here, right? I don't see you in here. I see you over here. I'm observing it. You're outside of my body. You're not in. But it feels like you're in because emotions feel like they are in your body, right? Even though you want to pretend like it's out here. It may or may not be. It depends on everyone's chemistry and body and how you process emotions. So that's different for everyone. I can't work that specifically out for you. You're going to have to do that for yourself. But you can move it out of your body. But you have to move with intention. So you'd be like, I have sadness. So you'd be like, you like that language? Mm-hmm. Like ghetto. Oh, man. So if you want to move it out of your body, you want to say with intention, like, I release you. You can go now. You can also say why you don't need it, right? Sometimes kids need some explanations. They need some, additional information as to why you were making a decision. So, I don't know, I have a full day today. I see you, I witness you, I observe you. I'm going to go do some yoga. I'm going to give you some ways to get out of my body. I'm going to use my breath. I'm going to use my movement abilities. I'm going to hold on to you, hold space for you so that you know I witness you. And then I'm going to give you permission to get the fuck out of my body and say, I don't need you right now. You know why I don't need you right now? Because I have a full day ahead of me. I have coaching clients that need me to be present for them, right? I have a kid that doesn't need you here right this second because she needs to feel me without that. And then you literally use that mantra of some, that's my language, you guys. I was giving you an example. You use that mantra in some fashion about letting it go and just moving it out of your body. So however you want to move that out of your body. So if you're dancing, right? It sounds really silly, but I'll dance a lot and just be like, I see you, anger. I see you. Yeah, I witness you. What? I don't need you. Watch. And then you're like, you can go the F over there and I invite in love. I invite in, you know, whatever you want to invite in. Sounds so silly, doesn't it? It works. Trust me. It works. Try it. What's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to be super happy because you're dancing and laughing and talking to your anger. Watch it leave real quick. That's the thing, right? Misery likes company. That's so true. Right? It's not going to sadness too. You want to start dancing and then try to be sad. The worst that's going to happen, if you're really sad and you need to release it, sometimes you can just start to cry it out while you're dancing, right? So sometimes I'll be in yoga. I will cry for the whole hour and a half sometimes and just keep moving the whole time and allow whatever it is. I still give it permission to leave, but some stuff is like from a long time ago that doesn't make any sense why it's coming up now. Again, I don't ask why. I don't judge it. I can tell it's deep in there because it takes a while to get out, and it takes, you know, but an hour and a half is not even that long. It feels hard at the time. But once that's over, here's the thing. It is gone. Like, it's gone. It's not like you're human and it doesn't, like, you don't have those moments of saying sad and anger, but I would never feel that intensity about that issue, whatever I'm trying to move through my body again. Mind blown. Doesn't mean I won't think about it. Doesn't mean it doesn't bring up emotions. It just means it doesn't live so deep in my body where my stomach hurts, where it's so painful you feel like your heart is broken, right? Oh no, everyone cries in yoga. That's awesome. That's why people cry in yoga. Shavasana? Why do you think people are crying in Shavasana? Because you've now awakened all your emotions and you've given them permission to move around. And now they're a little uncomfortable because you're in poses that you're like, don't love this. You don't love it, not because of the pose. You don't love it because of the emotion that it brought up, and now you're sitting in it. What? Yeah. And then you choose to keep moving. So you now become the creator of your own life, A, and B, your emotions. You create the situation that you want to have in your life just by choosing to move your body, just by accepting your emotions. What? Oh my God. Exactly. Yeah. And crying isn't bad. So sometimes when I'm coaching people, they'll like start to bawl. Like, bawl isn't like cry heaving, like the ugly cry. You know, and I sit there and people are like, you're not reacting. Yo, I'm witnessing the beauty of the release of the emotion. That is not for me to do anything else but to sit, accept, and love. And if you can't do it for yourself, I'm telling you how to do it. And then part of the coaching model is to witness that that is happening and to love you right the fuck up. Because that's what you need. When you're that afraid of your emotions and they start to come up, what you do is you squash them down. But when you sit with somebody else and you can actually release them and they witness it without being afraid at the same time is the most powerful thing you can do for yourself. And then the next step is to move it out of your body. So when people have that much of a difficult time in coaching, I am then moving their body with them, right? So we're, even if it's just breath work, that's still moving the body in some way. You are resonating with your breath, you're resonating with your heart, you're activating your lungs, right? Even if it's just sometimes it's hard to move when you're in that much emotional pain. So we breathe. That's it. And that lets it go. Wow, you guys, I said a lot. Hit me up with your questions. Hit me up with your comments. I want to know what you are thinking. What do you think? Where do you get stuck in those 3 steps? I can help you out with some more specifics if you want, if you need. Let me know. Just going to put this quote up again because it's just my favorite. It's so good. I just love it because, like, I think people right now are thinking they can predict the future, and this is like a great example that we can't. It's pretty good. What do you guys got? Nothing? Something? Comments, thoughts? You want me to talk about anxiety? That's a big one. I could talk all day, but I like to keep this stuff short so that when people watch it, they don't lose, your focus. All right, I'm gonna talk about anxiety, and then I'm out. Then I'm gonna go move my body. What? I'm gonna help my kid move her body. Oh my God! Thank God for Britt and yoga, dude. She's keeping me sane, blessing sane. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's a good question. Haha. So, Oh, that's a good one. Hard not to get angry and angry. Oh, good. All right, hold on. Let me think about the teenagers for a second. Here's a funny thing I must say about kids. They get it. They get it more than we think that they get it. Especially teenagers. They know. They just have vibrato that makes you think that they don't know. They could teach you this stuff. Kids can teach you this stuff. They know it. The other way you could spin it is lots of teenagers love sports of some kind. You can spin it in that way in terms of talking about emotions and how the body releases it. It sounds crazy, but just make it super silly, and let them do the balking of it. Like, talk to your anger, like, like make it super silly because they already think that you're so silly. And then they're going to do the whole balking thing of like, that's so dumb, mom, like, woo, right? Yeah, they're taking it in. So if you can get teenagers to do yoga, there is no better way of helping some kids move that stuff out of their body. No better way. So if you can try that, it doesn't have to be like a full hour of a class. It can be using your breath to do downward dog 5 times. Like it doesn't have to. It's just about the connection of the breath and the movement. So sometimes teenagers can buy into that of, that's totally doable and it's silly. Like just get really silly with it and let them make fun of you. Who cares? Who gives a shit? Right? They'll get it. They remember it all. They really do. And they watch you. They watch every single thing that you do. All kids do, particularly teenagers. And the stuff that the teenagers are fighting you so hard about is the stuff that they are so afraid of. So just try to remember that. Yeah. I hope that helped. Yeah. What else? Anxiety. Hold on. Oh, yes, Jason had the same comment about kids hear you no matter what. Yep. Beth, anxiety and doing the wrong things. Hold on. Oh. Haha. All right, let's talk about anxiety. Love this one. So, anxiety is information. It's the most like sadness and anger information. Anger really has to do with like fear, old fear that hasn't been healed, either with yourself or typically like way back, like when you were a little kid that you did something you didn't get. Sadness is fluid, so like that's sort of like Some of it can really get stuck. So the hurt crying stuff that is the wailing is typically from old stuff. But it's so fluid because you can get sad about anything that happens in the present moment. I mean, you can have emotions obviously all the time, but I cry at, commercials. My husband cries at commercials. There's sadness that comes up just in general. It can be, you can cry and witness different things. So that's a little bit more fluid. Anxiety, those are also like little children. So anxiety is like the greatest thing in terms of information. So, sorry, that's distracting me. Okay. Anxiety is the greatest thing about all your body's trying to do is wake you the fuck up. So anxiety is it's like the kid that's knocking on your door and won't stop. And typically when it comes back up, it has not been fed whatever it needs to heal. So what ends up happening is best question is I have anxiety, and so the only way I can make that go away is through smoking, is through eating, is through destructive patterns, all that kind of stuff, through drinking. I drank my anxiety away. You should have seen. I had panic attacks every single day, every single moment, every single day. I had them all the time, every second. It was horrible. And the only thing that I convinced myself that would take it away was anxiety. So there's a couple pieces to that. We've convinced ourselves that the thing that it is that we are doing that is destructive is the only thing that will take that away. So remove that thought. So you want to separate. Here's the separation piece. You accepted you have anxiety. You want to remove the thought around, detach yourself to the thought of the next step would be to then, I don't know, smoke, drink, whatever it is for you. Right? So you got to really witness it. In order to really witness anxiety, you got to be uncomfortable because it's asking you to be uncomfortable. It's asking you to be uncomfortable so you can see and feel what it needs. You have to be uncomfortable with anxiety. There's just no other way but through. There really is no other way but through. Right? So what we are afraid of is that feeling that the anxiety is trying to talk to us about. So if you are drinking, smoking, eating, doing all that other shit, all you're doing is putting a Band-Aid on it, and you're not feeling it. You're not feeling whatever the emotion is. Anxiety, I hate to tell you, is not an emotion. I know we think it is. We've had this term. I know it's in the DSM-5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever. Right? It's just information. It's like your body's on right? That's the only way to describe it. It's like an alarm. It's a loud alarm saying, I need you to do something for me. And most of the time it has to do with witnessing emotions. So anxiety is just the alarm. So you got to look at what's underneath the anxiety. So is it fear? Is it anger? Is it sadness? Is it unhealed wounds from a long time ago? Is it perceived fear? Ha ha. Anxiety is perceived fear. It's something that you're perceiving in the moment that is dangerous to you, which may or may not be true. So you got to figure out if that's true in the moment. Best way to deal with anxiety, you guys, is to meditate. I cannot say this enough. I know I'm a broken record with this whole breath and meditation thing. So I don't feel anxiety anymore. What I feel sometimes, which feels like my old anxiety used to feel, is when I have not paid attention to my emotions for a really long time. And then my stomach will start to hurt and I won't pay attention to my stomach hurting. And I know that that's anxiety locked up in there. So it just feels dark now. It doesn't feel necessarily like anxiety. It's all the same though, right? So that's the signal that I get now as opposed to anxiety. I mean, think about panic attacks. We've talked about this before. You're so stressed out or anxious that you have convinced your body that you can't access breath. Breath is the one communication your mind, body, and spirit has to know that it's okay. So if you're having anxiety, which is related to fear, you got to get the breath in your body. All you need to do is get the breath in the body and like say that it's okay. Like, I'm going to be okay. Use mantras, right? Perfect example. Before I went to sleep, when I was first getting sober and I didn't have my coping mechanism, which I had convinced myself for so long, I just needed alcohol to fix this anxiety problem, this chronic anxiety problem was alcohol. And when I was still, that's when the anxiety came up because that was the fear, right? I would then have to pay attention. So before I went to sleep, this is what I did. I used my breath. I mean, the anxiety when I first got sober, going to bed at night it felt like torture. I mean, it felt like I was in a torture chamber, you guys, I'm telling you. It was not fun. Yeah, and then try to do that in rehab and with all kinds of crazy ass people. Anyway, when you get still, just use your breath. So the breath will communicate to your body that you're safe, that you're calm in that present moment. And then when your mind starts to rebut that, because you're so afraid, right? Your brain will start to do that thing where it's like, but I'm not, but I'm scared, but I need this. And if I just had wine, and if I just had my food, if I just had my cigarettes, blah, 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 blah. Right? That chatter, that's called the monkey brain. Fuck that monkey brain. You have control over the monkey brain. Use your breath. So before I went to sleep, because it was so hard in the beginning, the breath stuff wasn't working, right? You have to give it time. It takes practice. And then you just create a mantra, but you create the mantra around the fear that you're feeling in the moment. So the fear that I was feeling in the moment was I wasn't safe, right? That had to do with all this other shit that I had not healed from when I was a little kid, right? There was many times where I was not safe. There was many times where my mother did not make me feel safe. Those were all true, right? That's what trauma is. But in those moments when I was trying to sleep, when that came up, I am safe. I am okay in this moment. Every breath in, I am safe. Every breath out, I am okay. Inhale, I am safe. Exhale, I am okay. I would fall asleep, right? It might take a long time, but that was it. Use that. Just a little tip. Yeah, anxiety is a pain in the ass. That's all. I mean, legit. That's what it's a pain in the ass. So treat it as such. You're in control of it. It's not in control of you. Yeah. Acceptance, step one. What else we got? Did I miss other stuff? What'd I miss? Oh, someone said good stuff. Thanks. Oh, my husband cries in movies. Commercials. Yeah. Do you guys know the reason he does that? Anyone guess? That's because he stores a lot of stuff up. And so some stuff triggers stuff that's stuck in there. And all of a sudden he's like a floodgate for something that he saw on TV. That's I don't want to be like gender specific here, but men store a lot because they've been taught for so long with society that it's like not okay to release some emotions, or that like crying is seen as weak. Like, imagine for men, there's a lot of social conditioning around that. So happens a lot to men. Anyway, anyone else? I will, this will be for those of you that want to share it with friends and couldn't get here today. I know there's a lot of interest in this topic. It gets saved automatically right to my YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel is just Ayana Parent. You can search that. It's got the Be Free logo right behind me. So you'll see that right behind the little thing that you'll know that's it. I'll repost this, and then I'm also going to write a blog about it so you can have it in actual words instead of my voice. Then you'll have it like 5 different ways. What? I'll add the piece about anxiety at the end. Let me make a note because I think that's a good idea. So I'll add a little tidbit about managing anxiety in there, since that's what we talked about here. And hi, Dale. I miss your face too. This is every Friday and every Monday, just so you know, is a motivational interview series. And yeah, I interview people all over the place, having to do with some stuff about the present moment, some stuff about just cool shit. So this Monday at 10, so those are at 10, this is at 9 on Fridays. Monday is Lauren Kunkler, and she is the owner of Rightly Well, I think it's called. And she's just a wonderful nutritionist, and she's got some really holistic and mindful ways to deal with just food and the body and centering yourself and the immune system related to COVID and some of the information around viruses and diseases and all this kind of stuff about how the body breaks it down, how it understands it, how it integrates it, and the things that you can do to help yourself during this particular time. So Mondays at 10, join me. And oh, good. Beth, you're welcome. Gail, I'm glad you're balancing a checkbook. And yeah, money's stressful. That is not a topic that I'm going to dive into. Okay, I will. Not now, but I will, because I just said a fear of mine. And so, damn it. Face your fear Fridays. It'll be a topic next week. God damn it, you guys. Holding me accountable. All right. Next week, I just made the topic. We're going to talk about releasing fear around financial distress, especially during COVID. You're welcome. Have a great day, you guys. You can still move your bodies even though it's yucky outside. Yeah, we have a class tonight at 5:30. Be free. Be there. It's also free, as in financially free, as in you don't have to pay for it. You just get the Zoom link. So ask myself. Kimberly Harris is the instructor. She can give you the link too. Just join us at 5. And what a perfect way to practice your 3 steps today. So if you have an emotion, accept it, right? And then detach it and then release it with us at 5:30. Practice that. See what happens. Woo! All right. Have a great day, you guys. Bye.